The summer of 1931 marked a catastrophic chapter in Chinese history, a time when the Yangtze and Huai rivers unleashed their fury upon the land, leading to what is now known as the 1931 China floods. This disaster, occurring from June to August, was not just an environmental event, it was a human tragedy of unprecedented scale. Imagine, if you will, an area inundated with water, approximately 180,000 square kilometers in size. This is equivalent to the entirety of England and half of Scotland, or the combined area of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. It was a deluge that transformed bustling cities into ghostly, waterlogged landscapes. The floods began with relentless rainfall, saturating the ground and overwhelming the riverbanks. By mid-August, the high water mark recorded at Hangkou in Wuhan reached a staggering 16 meters above average, a level that would leave even the tallest buildings struggling to stay above water. In a matter of weeks, major cities like Wuhan and Nanjing were submerged, their streets turned into rivers, their inhabitants fighting for survival amid the chaos. The government at the time estimated that around 25 million people were affected by this calamity. But historians today suggest that the true number may have been as high as 53 million. This staggering figure represents a significant portion of the population, caught in the grips of a natural disaster that seemed to have no end. As the floodwaters rose, the immediate danger was not just from drowning. The aftermath of the floods brought with it a wave of starvation and disease that would claim even more lives. Contemporary studies conducted by John Lossing Buck estimated that at least 150,000 people drowned in the initial months of the disaster. However, this was just the beginning. Thousands more succumbed to hunger and illness in the following year, as crops were destroyed and sanitation systems collapsed. The estimates of the death toll vary widely, with some Chinese historians, led by Li Wenhai, calculating the number at approximately 410 to 420. Yet, Western sources have suggested that the death toll could be between 3.7 to 4 million, taking into account the devastating impact of famine and disease that swept through the affected regions. The floodwaters breached dikes and levees, most notably at Lake Gaoyu on August 25, 1931, marking a tragic turning point in the disaster. This breach exacerbated the already dire situation, leading to an even greater inundation of land. Entire communities were uprooted, families torn apart, and the fabric of society was irrevocably altered. The government's response was hampered by the sheer scale of the disaster, leaving many people to fend for themselves in a time of desperation. The floods of 1931 did not just reshape the landscape, they reshaped the lives of millions. Survivors faced the daunting task of rebuilding their lives amidst the ruins. The psychological scars of such a disaster lingered long after the waters receded, as communities struggled with loss, trauma, and the challenge of recovery. The floods served as a stark reminder of nature's power and humanity's vulnerability, highlighting the need for better infrastructure and disaster preparedness. In retrospect, the 1931 China floods stand as one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. The legacy of this tragedy continues to resonate, reminding us of the delicate balance between human life and the forces of nature. As we reflect on this historical event, we are urged to consider not just the statistics and figures, but the human stories woven into the fabric of this calamity. Each number represents a life, a family, a community forever changed by the relentless waters of that fateful summer.